Well, good morning and hello everybody. I'm here in Chamonix. It's also exactly here that 1 year ago I made a video which was called Why I Changed from Full Frame to the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II. And I thought it would be interesting to go on the same walk here and talk a little bit about what it's been like the past year and why I think that for landscape photographers it could be quite good to create a YouTube channel. And as you can tell, the conditions are not so great. I've got my umbrella here. This is why I'm holding my arm up so high. It's raining cats and dogs, literally. It's really, really rainy. I've got wet feet because I didn't take my mountain boots. I've got just my trail running shoes and I didn't expect the water runoff to be so bad on the floor. But in any case, it's beautiful. I really love rainy weather. I've been hoping to be able to capture some rainy conditions for a while because I also really love the sound of it. And yeah, let's walk and talk a little bit. I really like walking in rainy weather. It's a bit funny because a lot of people prefer when it's like blue sky and everything, but I like this moodiness, the atmosphere that you can feel. That's just brilliant. You feel like you're connected with nature even though you get a little bit wet. And I apologize for the slightly red color on my face. It's because I've got an umbrella here, because my Osmo Pocket 3 is not very good with humidity and rain, so I'm trying to get it out of the rain as much as possible. Yeah, so as I mentioned before, this is where I made one of my first serious YouTube videos exactly 1 year ago. A lot has happened since, and I'd like to talk a little about this. So, as you probably realized, I absolutely love landscape photography. I also love spending time in nature. This is what I like to do as much as possible. The only thing is that I also have a family, I've got a full-time job, so like a lot of you out there, it's sometimes a little bit tricky to find time for my landscape photography. So in the past it was much easier. I was a student, before that as a child with a camera. And I just had a lot of time, you know. I was just taking photos minute by minute wherever I was. I always had my camera. As a student I was able to dedicate some time to go hiking, take my photos. Later, before having children, even though I was working, I could go out on the weekends. And that changed a little bit later as I got more responsibilities at work, as my children were born. I mean, I absolutely love being a father. It's an amazing experience. But the problem is that, yeah, there's no time for hobbies anymore. So if you want to keep it up, you really have to be self-motivated and have the energy. It's not easy, is it? But then one day, I mean, I'm watching Thomas Heaton's videos, like most of you as well, and he mentioned something really interesting. He said that if you're a landscape photographer, he recommended that everybody should start filming yourself. And I was like, yeah, but that's kind of intriguing, isn't it? I already haven't got any time for taking photos, so how am I going to film myself? It just didn't make sense to me. So at first I didn't do anything. I just let the idea was there, you know. I thought about it from time to time. And then at some point I was like, you know, this is ridiculous. I'm not taking photos anymore. You get kind of frustrated as well, to be honest. So at some point last year I decided to give it a go. I decided to film myself with my old GoPro. And yeah, at first it was quite hard and the videos weren't all that great and I'm still struggling, obviously. But it was interesting what happened afterwards. I suddenly started to feel this creative spark again. I suddenly had something to wake up for, even if it was not much. Just going out from time to time, even if it was just once per month, triggered something, Sometimes I would go for a whole month without doing anything. And then I had the energy again when I wasn't too tired, from my work and from looking after my family. I started to take more pictures again. And at first I was a bit disappointed because, of course, I was feeling a bit rusty. My skills had kind of gone away. But it's a bit like working out, like being in the weight room and lifting weights. You've got muscle memory. You've got muscle memory in here as well, if you will. So I started to see things again, started to learn new skills, new tricks. Started to watch YouTube videos, which is something we didn't have like 15 years ago. And that's really amazing to be able to feel connected to other people and to nature and learn these skills when this is quite an isolated hobby, really. I mean, traditionally, I never used to be out here with company or with friends all that much. So yeah, it's quite interesting what's happening, and once you start filming yourself and once you start publishing your videos, you start to have exchanges with the photography community. Obviously, since I'm learning about YouTube, I'm also watching videos about how to do YouTube and stuff, and I recently came across a video by a guy called Nate Black, which was very interesting, and he was saying, why are you on YouTube? Have you really thought about it? The main reason for me is really making myself go out there. It gives me an incentive to do my photography again. And if I'm really honest with myself, I've always wanted to connect with other photographers. Maybe I'm a little bit shy, maybe there are just not so many people who go out at 6 o'clock in the morning when it's raining like this. But I've always found it hard to connect with other photographers. And suddenly, through YouTube, through the comments, through speaking with other creators, I've got the feeling that I'm part of a community, that we can actually talk to each other. And that's absolutely amazing, and it would not have happened if I had decided that I was too tired, too busy, all of that stuff to start a YouTube channel. And I think maybe you should give it a go as well. And if you do, let me know. Please let me know in the comments if you have a YouTube channel, if you're giving it a go, and I would love to have a look at it. I would love to see what you're doing, what kind of photos you're taking. I think it's absolutely amazing and worth a try. One other point maybe isn't linked directly to photography, but what it does when you start a YouTube channel, when you start working hard on your creative skills, is that it makes you think about yourself. It makes you reflect about who you are as a person, what you want to do, where you want to go in your life, that kind of thing. I'm 40 years, I wish, I'm 45 years old now, and that's kind of a point where you're kind of in between two things. Yeah, so it makes you reflect about yourself. And what I realized for myself is that work is necessary, obviously. You need money, you need all of that stuff. The family is amazing, I absolutely love it, that's part of me. But then there's the creative spark, then there's the visual aspect, the photography, and actually the filming. You will notice once you start filming yourself, once you start publishing these videos, well, video is a visual art as well. So you can transfer a lot of your skills that you have from photography to video, and on the other side, what you learn from video teaches you things that you can apply in your photography as well. So I think that's absolutely amazing, Yeah, so as I mentioned, this reignited my passion for the outdoors, for photography, for filming again. And it's not always comfortable, and sometimes I don't find the time or the energy. The energy is the biggest thing, But it's amazing when you can look back on it after a year and you think, this is another year where I made myself do what I love, where I made myself go out, where I made the effort to spend some time outside with my camera. And this is something I wish for you as well. It's not easy, like when they say it's not work when it's your hobby, but that's rubbish, that's not true. Like, Of course it takes an effort to get up in the morning. When you've spent 5 days at work on a Saturday morning, I'm exhausted, you know. But still, it's an incentive, and it's so important, I think. So, yeah, let me know if this strikes a chord with you, if you can see yourself doing this kind of thing a little bit more. Well, I'd like to mention just one negative, because it's not always that simple about starting a YouTube channel, is that obviously you can't concentrate 100% on your photography. Like when you're filming a video in the end. When I'm taking just photos, I forget about my video, but then I come home maybe with some nice photos. That's amazing. That's like 80% of the deal, of the reason why I do this. But if I concentrate completely on my video, then it's possible that I come home with no photos at all. And I think it's a learning process. I guess over time, this is something that you learn to juggle. Take the video, take photos. Anyway, it's a very nice thing to do. So it's time for me to go back to the hotel, have some breakfast, change into some dry clothes, because I'm starting to get a little bit wet here. So earlier in the video I mentioned that I came here 1 year ago to make my first serious YouTube video where I was talking about why I changed from full frame to a Micro Four Thirds camera. If you are curious about seeing what that video was like, you can click on that end screen, I think it's called, that's appearing on you in front of you right now. So I hope you have a beautiful day, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Right, the guy with the red face is going away now. See you soon.